The Phillies look to lurch forward in the NL East, while Burris looks to give the Cubs a ray of hope at the very least. Boa seeks to constrict any would-be Chicago infield hits, but Mercer is striving to give the Phillies fits. Tired of all the puns? Just pull up a cot. No need to fret. It's the Cubs and the Phillies from the vet. Next on This Day in Baseball. Okay, everybody, welcome to the vet. This is Game 5 in the Chicago Cubs replay. Cubs are 3-1. They lost the first game to the Mets on opening day and have defeated the Mets in games 2 and 3 and then won the first game of the Phillies series. And now they're ready to go for Game 5. It'll be Randy Lurch against Ray Burris. Here's your starting lineups. First for the Cubs, it'll be Ivan DeJesus at short, Jose Cardinal in left, Larry Bittner at first, Bobby Mercer in right, Morales in center, Ontiveros at third, Mitterwald catching, Trio at second, and Burris batting ninth doing the pitching. For the Phillies, same lineup as the first game they had. Maddux, Boa, Schmidt, Luzinski, Johnstone, Boone, Orge, Sizemore, and Lurch. Alright, going to try a little bit different setup. I'm going to try to lay both cards down flat and see if that maybe will make the pitcher card come into play a little bit better. In view, I mean, a little bit better. So hopefully that it works out well. We shall see. I'll pull the score sheet down here when the Cubs are batting so you can see that a little bit clearer, and then slide it back up when the Phillies bat. All right, first man up is Ivan DeJesus, shortstop against Lurch. Got to remember to read off the blue side because Lurch is a lefty. First pitch of the game is a 3-9. 3-9 is a fly ball to right, so DeJesus trying to go the opposite way. Hits a can of corn out to Jay Johnstone for one away. Here's Jose Cardinal, 4-11. And that's a ballpark home run chance, and that's one I forgot to mention. We had good weather at the vet today. So singles are 1-9 for both righties and lefties. Home runs are 1-13 for both righties and lefties. So therefore, this home run shot, it's a 1-13 for Cardinal. And he does have normal power against lefties. It's a 3, so Cardinal has just gone deep on the diamond shot. And the Cubbies lead it 1-0 over Randy Lurch and the Phils. So Cardinal starts things going for the Cubbies. Here is Larry Bittner, lefty on lefty. Way out of range here. 1-4 against the lefty is a ground ball to third. Handled over there by Schmidt. 2 down. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Bobby Mercer, lefty on lefty. 3-8. 3-8. He just missed a chance for a home run. He ends up popping it up in the air to Dane Orge. Couldn't get it out of the infield. He just missed it. Got under it. And at the end of it, half an inning, it's the Cubs 1. And the Phillies coming to bat. And for the Cubbies, it'll be Ray Burris, the right-hander. He finishes his warm-up tosses. And he'll be facing leadoff hitter Gary Maddux. So Gary Maddux steps in. 6-6. That's a leadoff walk. Not a good way to start a game. You don't really want to walk the first man of the game. You don't like to walk the leadoff hitter of any inning, much less of the game. And Maddux can run. He had 22 steals on the season. To get a jump, though, it's only 5 or a 6, but they're going to try it. I figure it's worth the gamble. And it's a 4, so they don't get the jump, so he will not be going to steal. It'll be Larry Boa, switch hitter. Now, he is an A bunter. And you know what? He's going to bunt. He is going to put down a sacrifice, or at least make that attempt. He's a B bunter because they're expecting it. It's a 7, so that should be a good bunt, no problem. Check it out. Sacrifice. 7B is a sacrifice. The white die is a 5. That means it's the first baseman, Bittner, who makes the play. So it is a good sacrifice. Bittner will just field it and tag Boa, 3 unassisted. And Maddux will go to second. So he's in scoring position. For the big guys, Schmidt and Luzinski. First chance is Schmidt. 5-3 is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder for the Cubs is Mercer. And Mercer defensively for the Cubbies in right field is a 2E6. 2 and a 15, he'll get to that. And 11, let's check see if there's an error on an E6 with an 11. E6, there is no 11, so it's a good play. Mercer able to corral that. 2 down, it'll be up to Luzinski to get the run home. 5-12, ground ball second base X, that's Trio. And we'll go back to the defensive chart. Trio is a 2E30. 2 and a 1, he will not get to that. That's going to be a base hit. So it scooches on that AstroTurf. And it's a single, but only 1 star. So the runner will not score. We've got a 10, so there's no error on the 10. But it is a single, but only 1 star. So Luzinski got it past Trio, but Maddox got a bad break off of second and will not score. So runners are on the corners. 2 outs for Jay Johnstone. Johnstone, a 3-7, but that will score the run. 3-7 is a single with 2 stars, and so that will tie the ball game as Jay Johnstone brings home Maddox to tie the score. Even the slow-running Luzinski will motor over to third. So runners on the corners, 2 outs for Bob Boone. 2-6 for Boone, and he has got a 1-4 chance at a single. 5-20, he lines to DeJesus. And he lines to DeJesus. And that's going to be the end of the inning. So the Phillies could have had more, but they settled for 1. And at the end of 1, it is the Cubs 1 and the Phillies 1. So some early fireworks here at the vet. Both pitchers looking to settle down in the second. See if that can happen, or else it's going to be a bullpen day for both. All right, Lurch back out there. We'll be facing Jerry Morales, center fielder. 3-7 against the lefty. 7, he ball to short. And Bola scoops that up, throws over to Orge, 1 away. Switch hitter Onaveros batting right. 1-4. Ballpark single check. It's a 1-7. I'm sorry, a 1-9. That's 12, so he's going to line it to short. So again, Bola makes the play. He is constricting some of their hits. Here's George Mitterwald. 2-9 for Mitterwald. He strikes out, so that's going to end the inning. Lurch, much more proficient in the top of the second. We will go to the bottom of the second. Burris back out. We'll be facing Dane Orge, first baseman. He is playing because Richie Hebner started the season on the DL, which you can't call the DL anymore from what I understand. You have to call it the injured list. Another PC gone wild. That's a whole different story. 3-8 is a ground ball to short. And that's 1 away. As DeJesus makes the play. Here's Ted Sizemore, second baseman, number 8 hitter, 5-12. Ground ball second base X. Again, that is Trio. 2E30. 2 and a 3. He will actually get to that. And that's a 7. So we'll check an E30 for a 7. And there is no 7. So good play for Trio. He makes the play. And that'll bring up Randy Lurch. And he's using pitcher hitting card number 2. In fact, both pitchers are using pitcher hitting card number 2 in this game. But we're off of Burris. 5-10 against the lefty. It's a ballpark single check. Again, it's 1-9. We'll do it. 16, though. He's going to line it to second. And the inning's over. So after 2 complete, from the vet, it is 1-1. And get everything straight here while Randy Lurch, a little slow getting out from the dugout. Here he comes. He'll be facing Trio, and then Burris, who's also using pitcher hitting card number 2, and then DeJesus. First it's Trio, 2-7 against the lefties, a solid single. So that's going to set up for Burris to bunt right away. And if we go to Burris, his bunt rating is an A, so he's going to be a B bunter. He will be a B bunter. And we get an 11. That could be problematic. Let's check it out. He's a B bunter with an 11. That's 1 and 2, which means he fouls it off. So there's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Do you keep it on? They're going to keep the bunt on. It's a 5. 5 is a good sacrifice. And it's a 5, so it goes to the first baseman, Orge. And he will do the honors himself as Trio makes it to second. 3 unassisted once again on the sacrifice. And now that brings up the top of the order into Jesus. The Trio at second base, and he runs well. He runs at a 15 rating. 2 is a chance for a balk, which is a 3, or it could be a pass ball, depending on what the white die says. It is going to be a pass ball check. If we go to the pass ball rating of Bob Boone, his pass ball rating, he doesn't have one. He's got a 0, so there's no pass ball chance. So we skip that and go straight to De Jesus again. 1-4. Ground ball third base B. That's going to freeze the runner. Keep him at second base as Schmidt checks him out. Throws over to Orge, and there's 2 away. The Trio still at second. Here's Cardinal. He homered his first time up. 5-5 is a strikeout. That's going to end the inning. So Lurch able to take care of Cardinal this particular at-bat. Go to the bottom of the third, still tied at 1. And that will bring up Gary Maddox, top of the order for the Phillies against Ray Burris. Maddox walked and scored his first trip. 1-7. He's going to pop it up to De Jesus at short for 1 away. That'll bring up Larry Bowa, switch hitter. 3-7, and that's a 1-17 chance at a single. 18-20, he lines to second. It's an 18, so it's snagged by Trio. Snow cone job, kept it from going to the outfield. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Schmidt. 6-7, struck him out. So Burris, with the help of some good defense, shuts the Phils down in the third. And we go to the fourth. It is still 1-1, so maybe the slugfest is not going to present itself as both pitchers have settled in, so to speak. Lurch will be out to face Bittner. Bittner, Mercer, and Morales, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 5-11. Ballpark single check, 1-9. It is a 9 exactly, so it's a base hit. Base hit for Bittner. He's aboard for Mercer. Bittner not a threat to steal. 1-6. That's a walk. He didn't have to steal. He made second via the walk. So 2 on, nobody out. And we got Jerry Morales. We get a 1-10 against the lefties. And a ground ball second base, but it's a C. So that's going to advance the runners. That's as good as a bunt. And now both runners make it to scoring position with less than 2 outs. Runners at second and third with only 1 out. They're going to bring the infield in. They don't want to give up that cheap run. Here's Onaveros. They'll take the chance. 2-9. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Randy Lurch. A lot of hits in column 2, but number 9 was a strikeout. So infield can return to normal for George Mitterwald. We get a 4-8. 4-8, though. Mitterwald is going to come through with a single to center field. May score 2. We'll see. Do some calculations here. We know that Bittner is going to score easily, but Maddox does have a good arm, so we'll check it out. The runner on second was not being held because he's a trail runner, and that runner being Mercer. He runs at a 15. There are 2 outs, so you give him 1 more boost to make him a 16. The arm on Maddox is a -2. That makes him a 14. So 1-14, he will score. And he does. So play is made easily, or the run is made easily here. And 2 runs come in for the Cubs. They now lead at 3-1. Here's Trio. 6-7. Ground ball second base X. That is Sizemore. And Sizemore, 3-E12. 3-10, he'll get to that. E12 and a 12. There is no 12, so it's good play. And the inning's over, but the 2-run single by George Mitterwald has given the Cubs a 3-1 lead as they look to go 4-1 on the season. But we still got quite a few innings remaining, and the Phillies can hit. So no getting overeager now or overconfident now, that's for sure. Here's a guy that can take your confidence away real quick. Greg Luzinski to lead off against Burris. 3-6. He struck him out, though. Big strikeout. 1 away. Here's Jay Johnstone. 1-6. He draws a walk. So 1-out walk to Johnstone. He stole 3 bases, but was caught 7 times. So they're going to keep him right where he is. Here's Boone. 3-6. And Boone with a chance. 1-7 is a homer. 8-20 is a double. So Boone could tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. Whoops, let's roll it on the score sheet where you can see it. It's a 2, so it's a home run. Bob Boone just ties the game just that quickly with 1 swing of the bat. And just like that, we are tied at 3 apiece. Here's Orge. 1-4. That's a single. So they're starting to knock Burris around a little bit. That'll bring up Ted Sizemore to 1, so chance at a wild pitch. Burris has a 7 on his wild pitch rating. So 1-7 would be a wild pitch. It's an 8, so there's no wild pitch. Sizemore, 4-11. Fly ball left field X. That is Cardinal, who's not very good. Cardinal, a 4-E3. So he doesn't make the error, but he doesn't get to much either. 4-20, he'll get to that. And that's going to be a good play. No doubt about it. 2 down. So now we're down to Lurch. 5-3 against the lefty is a fly ball right field X. That's Mercer. And Mercer is a 2-E6. 2-12, he'll get to that. E6 and a 6. Let's check the E6 to make sure there is no 6. E6, there is no 6, so it's good play. And the inning is over, but we have a tie ball game thanks to the Bob Boone 2-run dinger. And at the end of 4 complete, it is 3-3. As both teams are gunning for that win, and one team counters, the other team answers, and recounters. So it's like a heavyweight fight, getting jabs in, body blows in. Randy Lurch back on the bump, and Ray Burris is actually set to lead off the inning, so he will do so. 5-11, and that's a ballpark home run shot. Of course, Burris has weak power, so not going to have home run possibilities, but we could get a, well, if you're not going to get a home run possibility, then it doesn't really matter because it's going to be a fly ball either way, so they're just going to call that. Well, actually, if he doesn't get the home run, he could get the single, huh? So let's see, 1-13 to 20, so it's not going to get that either. It's just going to be a fly to left. And there's 1 away. And we're back to the top of the order for DeJesus. 2-9 for DeJesus is a single. 1-out single for DeJesus. Now he's a threat to steal. He did steal 24 bases. Now Boone, well, Lurch is a +4, so that's going to hurt. Boone's a -2, aggregate +2. So if he can get the jump, he can get a 15 +2 and make that a 17, -2 for being held, making a 15. He could have a 1-15 chance if he gets the jump, so they're going to try it. He needs a 2 through 7, 11, or a 12. It's a 9, so he does not get the jump. So DeJesus will not run. So here's Cardinal. 1-8 for Cardinal, struck him out, 2 down. And that'll bring up Larry Bittner. Lefty on lefty, 4-10. Ballpark single check. So again, a 1-9. I'm thinking there was a 1 on that blue, on that D20, but now I've picked it up, so I'm just going to play it like I didn't see it. To 20, and that's going to be a line out to second. And if it was a 1 on the blue, on the D20, I'm sorry, but I can't assume it was. I don't know, and I don't want to rearrange things or change things up. I'd rather miss it if it was than put it on there if it wasn't and have a wild pitch show up. So Just have to play it that way. Sometimes I pick up the D20 prematurely. That was one of those cases. Just happens. All right, Gary Maddox. Gary Maddox leads things off. It's Burris. 4-4, and that's going to be a catcher X. Catcher in this case, Mitterwald, is a 3E3. 3 and a 4. Let's check him out. 3 and a 4, and that's a 10, so we know there's no error on the 10. 3 and a 4 is a W/G, and a W/G is a squibber in front of the plate that Mitterwald handles and throws Maddox out. So it goes 2-3, and Maddox is retired. Brings up Larry Bola, switch hitter, batting left, of course. 3-9. 3-9's a ground ball to shortstop, handled by DeJesus, 2 down. And here's Michael Jack Schmidt. 1-7, and he walks. That's not the worst thing in the world to walk Mike Schmidt. Here is Luzinski. 4-10. That's a ballpark single check. 1-9 once again. But it's a 16, so he's going to line it to short. And that ends the inning. Okay, apologize for the interruption there. We just finished the 5th inning, and now we start the top of the 6th. Score still tied at 3. This is Randy Lurch's point of weakness inning, the 6th, and the same will be for Burris when he comes in. But we got lefty on lefty, Lurch against Mercer. 4-11, that's a leadoff walk. And Mercer has walked twice in a row. Last time he walked, he scored. And again, he's a decent base runner, so they're going to try to get him to jump if they can. He needs a 2-5 or a 12. He did not get it, so no jump, so he will not steal. Jerry Morales. 2-9 from Morales, and that's a big hit from Morales. Look at his column 2 is loaded against lefties. 2-9 makes it a 1-16 triple or a 17-20 double. That is a 20, so it's a double. Now the question is, does he score? With nobody out, I believe they're going to hold him up there. I'm going to hold Mercer at third, so runners are at the second and third, nobody out. Bullpen for the Phillies quickly moves into action as the right-hander, Gene Garber, is loosening in the bullpen. So Gene Garber, the righty, is frantically loosening. Infield is in to face Ontiveros. 3-7. Fly ball center field B. That's a chance to get a sacrifice fly, perhaps. So we'll check the running totals on that. Maddox does have a good arm, though, in center field. Keep that in mind. He does have a -2 arm. The runner on third, Mercer, runs at a 15. So right now that's a 13. Well, let's look at the rule book just so we get the B question mark correct. Every once in a while that draws a blank when that happens, but let's look at it. The B question mark, basically what you're doing is you're taking the running rating, the outfielder's arm, and you're adding 2. So if we go back and review everything, Mercer runs at a 15. You take away 2 because of Maddox's arm, but then you add those 2 right back. So it's a 1-15 to score on a sacrifice fly. They're going to take the chance. And he's out. Look at that. Maddox threw him out. How do you like that? So we got a double play. 8 and then an 8-2 double play. Wow, what a throw by Maddox. And Herman Frank's not happy at all. Peanuts Lowry should not have sent Bobby Mercer, but he did. And they paid for it. So here's Mitterwald. Now Mitterwald last time did have a key two-out single to bring home a run. So still got a chance to drive home Morales with a hit. 6-5. Ground ball shortstop X. That is going to be Boa. And Boa looking to constrict another hit. He is a 1E14, so we know at a 1 he's going to get to it. It's just a matter of whether he makes an error. That is a 10, so not likely to be an error there on a 10. With an E14. Shortstop E14. No 10. So it's good play, and the Cubs squander, and I mean squander, a golden opportunity. And that may come back to bite them for sure, because they had second and third with nobody out and do not score. So nothing is a given in this game, and Lurch has escaped. So here's Burris, a little bit dejected. Cubs can get down on something like that and let it bother them. Let's see, here's Jay Johnstone. 310 for Johnstone is a ballpark single check. Again, it's 1-9. That is a 1, so it is a base hit for Johnstone. And now up is Bob Boone. Cub bullpen's loosening now. 3-6 for Boone. Might not loosen fast enough. 1-7 is a homer. 8-20 is a double. Oh, let's roll it so we can see it on the score sheet. That's a double. So Johnstone runs fairly well. Center fielder Morales, his arm is a -3, so they're going to hold and try not to get the same fate the Cubs had. They're going to hold second and third with nobody out. And Dane Orge, the batter. Now in the bullpen for the for the Cubs rather, Paul Russell and Guillermo Hernandez, or Willie Hernandez, however you want to call him. Infield is in. Here's Dane Orge. 4-7 for Orge is a single with 2 stars, and that may be it for Burris right there. That's going to bring home both the runs. The Phillies now lead it 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Still nobody out. And one more batter, and Burris will be at his point of weakness. Here's Sizemore. 6-4. 6-4 is a ground ball third base X. That's Ontiveros. Ontiveros is a 4 E22. 4 and a 9. That could be questionable. Let's check the 4 and the 9 at third base. 4 and a 9 is a G3. The runner will advance. And we get an 11, and he is an E22. E22, there is no 11, so it's going to be a ground ball C, basically, with the runner advancing. Sizemore's out 5-3, and Orge will go to second. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Lurch. It's Lurch's spot in the order. He will be called back, because they're going to bring in a bullpen pitcher anyway. So now, with Burris up there, they're going to bring in Bobby Tolan to pinch hit. So Bobby Tolan for the Phillies will pinch hit and see what he can do. Bobby Tolan facing Burris. The 2, it's a chance for either a balk or a pass ball. There's no balk rating for Burris. Mitterwald has a 1 pass ball rating, so we'll just double check, make sure there's no pass ball. There is not. We'll re-roll for Tolan. 3-5, and Tolan flies to left. That's out number 2. So Tolan fails in the pinch. It'll be Gary Maddox. A 3-11 for Maddox, and that's a ballpark home run chance, 1-13, and we got a 2-run shot. It's a 9, so that's going to definitely be it for Burris. That home run by Maddox, a 2-run shot. 4 runs for the Phillies. They lead it 6-3. And that's officially going to do it for Mr. Burris. Paul Russell will come in relief. And actually, I wonder if we're going to have a double switch here. I believe we are, because Russell would be set to bat second. So we will have a double switch. And now let's go to the Cubs bench and see who they're going to bring in as part of the double switch. They are going to bring in a new catcher, Steve Swisher. So Steve Swisher will come on and bat in the 9th position. And Russell will bat in the number 7 position. So we got the double switch occurring. So let's get that straight in the batting order. Mitterwald is out of the ball game now. Swisher will bat second. The pitcher, Russell, now is 9 batters away from his spot. So that's the way, because Russell's a long reliever and you don't want to just pitch him 1 inning and have him be wasted. So we're going to pull the double switch. Now Russell assigned to get that last out facing Larry Boa. 3-9, and he does it. It's ground ball to short. Ends the inning, but 4 spot for the Phillies. And at the end of 6, it is Philadelphia 7 and the Cubs 3. And we need a new pitcher for Randy Lurch, who is in line to get the win, obviously. So let's see, I believe we said Gene Garber, and it is going to be Gene Garber. So Gene Garber will be the new Phillies pitcher. And he's going to be facing Trio and then a pinch hitter. I'm sorry, Trio and then Swisher because of the double switch. So this is Garber. And Garber is on. And Garber facing Trio. 5-9 against Garber. That's a fly ball to left field. 1 away, and here's Swisher. First at bat after the double switch. 3-4. He's got a chance for a home run, but it's not a good one. 1-3. 4-20. He flies to right. So it's a fly to right field handled by Johnstone. 2 up, 2 down. And I think the Cubs are looking back at this missed opportunity. They lost the momentum, gave up the lead in this inning, and then it really hurt them in this inning. So ever since not scoring here, it's been downhill for the Cubbies in this game. 6-8 to Jesus. Ground ball to short, handled by Boa. And that is going to do it for the Cubbies, as they are still, or like I said, probably a little shell-shocked from not being able to get that run across. So we go to the bottom of the 7th here at the Vet with the score: the Phillies 7 and the Cubbies 3. Right, so we are now ready to get going for the bottom of the 7th. And Paul Russell back out there to face Mike Schmidt. It'll be Schmidt, Luzinski, and Johnstone here in the 7th for the Phils. We had a 1-2, Schmidt on a 1-2, ground ball to first. It does say injury, but of course not doing injuries in the actual replay, as play lineups. So it's simply a ground ball to first, so Schmidt will not have to deal with any injuries. It'll bring up Luzinski. 2-6 for Luzinski. A 1-10 is a single. Anything else, 11-20, he grounds to third. And he does, he grounds to third, so it's on Taveros. Handy dandy on the play, 5-3 over to Bittner, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down, here's Jay Johnstone. 3-8 for Johnstone. Ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. So Russell doing very well in relief. Maybe should have brought him in a little bit earlier than I did. But Herman Franks had a little more confidence in Burris than I did, apparently. So he nudged me to keep him in there. So here we go. Gene Garber. Now Cardinal normally faces right. He's in there because he's a righty and he's normally facing lefty pitching, but with Garber in there, they're going to go to the bench and get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Greg Gross. So Greg Gross is going to be the new left fielder, pinch hitter and new left fielder. So Greg Gross will be in there for Cardinal. He is pinch hitting here in the 8th and will take over in left field. So it will be Greg Gross. 1-9, and all these hits in column 1, and he found his ground ball to second. That's the kind of day it's been for Cubbies since that 4th inning. Here's Bittner, 4-8 against Garber. Struck him out. That's 2 down. And that'll bring up Bobby Mercer. 4-7, struck him out. So that's going to do it for the Cubbies as Garber pitches 2 shutout innings and may try to go for the save. We'll have to wait and see. His fatigue rating, he can go those 3 innings, so it's very possible he may go ahead and hang around and try to get the save. Russell is, let's see, is he going to be out there again? Yep, they're going to go ahead and let Russell finish out the inning, or the game, hopefully. He's only faced 4 batters, so he should still be good for 1 more inning. He's going to be facing Boone, and that will save the rest of their bullpen for the Mets series. 5-6. 5-6 is a strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired, so it's a good strikeout. Here is Dane Orge. 1-7. Orge pops to short. All those hits in column 1, and he found his pop to short. So handled by DeJesus. 2 down for Ted Sizemore. 3-5. Solid single. I'm sorry, I was looking at 2-5. 3-5 is a ground ball to short. That's why I use that pen to guide me, so because sometimes I have a habit of reading the wrong column. So it is going to be a ground ball to DeJesus to end the inning. And now we go to the top of the 9th here at the Vet. Last chance for the Cubbies. It's a 7-3 game. But, let's see here. But if Garber finishes this inning, that will be 3 innings, and that will qualify him for a save, going 3 innings and finishing the game. Tug McGraw is in the Philly bullpen loosening in case Garber should falter a little bit. He's going to start out facing Jerry Morales. 1-8, and that's a fly ball to right. So Garber has just been in control since he's come into the game. So no need probably for McGraw, but he's there anyway just in case. Here's Ontiveros, 5-6 against a switch hitter batting left. 5-6 is a single, so that's a base hit for Ontiveros. A small glimmer of hope for the Cubbies. Brings up Manny Trio. 1-8 for Trio. Ground ball shortstop A. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. And the ball game is over as the Phillies rally from a 3-1 deficit to win it by the final score of 7-3. And they split the 2-game series here at the Vet. Be right back with the totals and to get you ready for Cubs game number 6 as they will travel to Shea Stadium to play the Go-Go Mets. Okay, let's go over the totals. Line score. Phillies 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They left 3 on base. The Cubs 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Left 4 on base. Randy Lurch got the win. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 homer. Walked 2, struck out 4. Gene Garber pitched an almost perfect 3 innings of relief. Gave up just the 1 hit, but did face the minimum based on that game-ending double play. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. Losing pitcher Ray Burris, 5 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. 2 of them homers. Walked 3, struck out 2. Tough luck day for Burris. Paul Russia was 1 bright spot, 2 1/3. Didn't give up anything and picked up a strikeout. So probably left Burris in maybe a little bit too long. Probably should have taken him out after this base hit. But tried to sneak him and get him through 6. Just didn't happen. Maddox took him deep, and that was really a ballpark check, so it was really nothing that Burris could have done. Had it been another pitcher, it would have been the same result. So another right-hander, it would have been the same result, so it doesn't matter anyway, as it turns out. So with the loss, the Cubs dropped to 3-2 on the season, and they will move on to Shea Stadium as Game 1 of that series. It'll be the Cubs, Mike Krukow taking on John Matlack, the lefty, from Shea. So that'll be the game next time for the Cubs when they invoke on a new road trip before returning back home. And for the White Sox, they will get ready to start their 4-game set with the Blue Jays at Comiskey, and that will be the next game for them. They are 5-0. The Cubs are 3-2. As we see which Chicago team can do better. So until next time, hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.